It's 2 p.m. on a Tuesday in 1958. The husband's at work, the kids are at school, the sauce is simmering on the back burner waiting to be incorporated into tonight's lasagna. The house is blessedly quiet when suddenly the doorbell rings. But you aren't annoyed and you aren't scared. You're actually excited because standing on your front stoop isn't a stranger, it's your neighbor, with a smart-looking shoulder case and a catalog that smells like pressed powder and gardenias. And for the next hour, the dining room table turns into a department store counter. Welcome back to the Mid-Century Vault. I am your ever-genial host, Philip Mershon, and today we open up the history books to the company that turned the American living room into a marketplace and gave millions of housewives their very first taste of financial freedom. We're talking about Avon. To really understand the Avon Lady, we have to go way back before the mid-century. In 1886, to be precise, David McConnell was a door-to-door book salesman with a great gimmick. To get women to listen to his pitch, he'd offer a small vial of rose-scented perfume as a free gift. Well, he quickly realized the women didn't care about the books, they wanted the perfume. Fine. From a small office at 126 Chambers in Tribeca, he started the California Perfume Company. Why California Perfume in New York City is anybody's guess. He also employed his second realization that a housewife would trust another woman more than she would a traveling salesman. And so 131 years before the National Women's March on Washington, he hired Persis Foster Eames Albee, the very first Avon Lady, and the concept was born. By 1957, there were over 100,000 Avon representatives. Oh, and incidentally, California Perfume officially became Avon in 1939. Now, the genius of this whole concept was the territory. A representative was assigned her own neighborhood. She wasn't selling to strangers, she was selling to her friends. It was intimate. It was peer-to-peer shopping at its organic best long before the internet. And evidently your sales numbers were much better if you wore a hat. The brand name of Avon was a presence in all of the neighborhoods of my childhood. And being a military brat, I come from a lot of neighborhoods. Most of the women back then seemed to have a bottle of Topaz on their dressing tables, and Skin So Soft was in every bathroom. The Avon product line wisely and thoroughly targeted the entire family. Those car cologne bottles would always get a smile out of Dad at Father's Day. And Christmas time? Hoo-wee, that was the huge time every year for Avon. But the beautiful subversion of all of this was that beneath the lipstick and the ding-dong Avon calling jingle, something very serious was happening. Avon was giving mid-century women, who were often discouraged or out-and-out forbidden by their husbands from working outside the home, their first sense of financial autonomy. She could earn her own money to buy things, to pay for classes she might want to take, or just to have cash on hand that didn't come from her husband's wallet. It was a permissible career because she could run out and close a sale or deliver an order while the casserole was in the oven. It was a quiet, feminist revolution disguised in pink packaging. Avon hit its absolute financial peak in the late 70s with sales topping billions, but as we move into the 80s and 90s, the tide turned, and the decline wasn't because the products got bad, it was because the workforce had changed. Millions of women entered the full-time corporate workforce, and a couple things broke the Avon model. One, there was no one at home to answer the door at 2 p.m., and two, the women who used to sell Avon now had 9-to-5 jobs and didn't have time to walk the neighborhood. Today, Avon still exists and thrives largely online, and the era of the neighborhood beauty expert is mostly a memory. However, if you go to the back of your grandmother's bathroom cabinet, you might still find a glass decanter shaped like a bell, a genuine artifact from a time when the department store came to you. Well, that's it for today's adventure in the Mid-Century Vault. You got any Avon stories for me? Did your mom or grandma sell it? Did you use Skin So Soft as a mosquito repellent? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, go a little lighter on the blush.